All right, if I can have your attention, call the Board of Public Works meeting to order on September 21st, 2021 at 5 p.m. Reading and approving of the minutes.
I'll make a motion that we accept these minutes, but also make some following corrections.
Okay, and the corrections are?
Under new business, said in the amount, it's the third line, in the amount of 14,000. 14,000 is not written properly. It should be add a zero and then move the decimal point. So it reflects 14,000, not $14.
Okay.
And then on I believe the last page, Bill Gornto's name, the O was left off.
Okay.
Need to add that.
All right, that is both amendments made to the minutes.
Mayor, there'd need to be a motion to approve those amendments.
Right, I was going to make a motion to approve the minutes as corrected.
Second.
Okay. Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill, to accept the minutes of the September 7th, 2021 Board of Works and Public Safety with the two corrections noted. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next order of business is payment of claims. First payment of claims is $361,757.29.
Make a motion to accept the claims as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Bill, seconded by Ron, that payment of claims of $361,757.29 be paid. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Blight claims, $10,000.
Make a motion we approve the blight claims.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill, that $10,000 blight claim be accepted and paid. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Have two United Way grant. First one being $16,660.83. The second one be $5,035.50 for a grand total of $21,696.33.
Make a motion we accept the United Way grant.
Second.
Motion been made by Bill, seconded by Ron. United Way grant for a total of $21,696.33 be paid. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Regular payroll, $188,545.57.
Make a motion we accept the regular payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion been, motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill. Payroll of $188,545.57 be paid. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Old business. We need a motion for an amendment.
I'll make a motion we amend the agenda to include the old business of Downtown Peru Christmas Open House presented last meeting by Sandy Chittum.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to amend the old business in the Downtown Peru that was carried over from last September the 7th meeting. All in favor signify saying aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Old business. State. The First Merchants presents Light Up Peru Parade, sponsored by Blair Ridge, Downtown Peru Christmas Open House, November the 17th at 6 p.m. Downtown Peru Christmas Open House, November 17th, starts at 5 to 8, with parade starting at 6 p.m. I am requesting your help with the parade in providing an escort at the beginning and the end of the parade, and to have Broadway close both sides until the parade is over. We have families lined up on both sides of the street and cannot have any cars in any direction until the end of the parade. Safety is a concern for families enjoying our hometown Christmas parade. We're also asking permission to close off East 5th Street from North Broadway to Court Street for Santa exiting the train for the tree lighting ceremony and the train rides after the tree lighting. We're requesting the closures from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Seven Pillars Brewing Company can still have customers enter off Wabash Street and onto their establishment. And she has attached a letter that gives even more detail about, they'll have fire truck with the mayor in the front and Santa on the McRae train at the end of the parade, and make sure no other individuals dress up as Santa Claus during the parade. And if you have businesses in Miami County and want to place your name on the side of your vehicle or trailer, you're welcome to do so and participate. And then you can call Sandy Chittum, Downtown Peru Chairman, Open House, Christmas Cheer Coordinator.
I'll make a motion, we approve the request as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill, that we approve the motion that he made for Sandy Chittum's closures of the North Broadway and 5th Street. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, new business. Request by Nancy Berner on behalf of St. John Lutheran Church to use the alley between Hood and Fremont Street from 4 to 7 on October the 27th, 2021 for a carry-out dinner. Are you Nancy?
Yes.
Would you come up to the microphone, please? This is something that's been done in the past, right?
Yeah, we didn't have it last year due to COVID.
Okay.
And we used the alley before, and we usually notify the neighbors around. I'll put a note in their door that let them know that we're going to have the sauerkraut supper and that we're going to use the alley. And there's been no problem with it previously.
Okay.
Do we need to close the alley across the street too, so nobody comes in if you're bringing traffic out on, block it right there so they can't?
If you folks approve it, then I will go to emergency management and they take care of the traffic control for us on
Okay.
both sides of the alley.
Okay.
I have one other question. We're not going to have seating inside this year. I've always had carryouts before, coming out the front door there. Will that be a problem, do you think, this year?
There's no interior eating, it's all
No,
gonna be
it's all-
carry out?
It's carry out the front in the we're gonna run the drive-through through the back.
And you've done the carryout through the front before.
Oh, yes,
Right.
yes.
I don't see any issues with it.
Do you see anything wrong with that, chief, either chief?
No, sir.
So, yeah, I don't see any problem with it.
Make a motion, we approve the request from behalf of St. John's Lutheran Church to close the alley on October 22nd from 4 to 7.
Second.
Motion been made by Bill, seconded by Ron, that St. John Lutheran Church be granted the alley closing that night on October 27th. All in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much for
Thank you, gentlemen.
coming tonight. Also, next order of business is the request by Laura Reed on behalf of the First Assembly of God to close Monroe Avenue and several different intersections out in the area. Has been requested to have that pulled from the meeting tonight because they didn't get anybody to sign up for the 5K run.
Right, they canceled it.
So I need a motion to, even though this was added on the agenda, to go ahead and request it be removed
Yes.
by the church.
I'll make a motion that we take no action and remove this from the agenda per the church's request.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill. Remove it from the agenda. All in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next order of business, Chief Hawk to present information on the dual dispatch mutual aid response protocol.
Do you have copies of the new protocol? If you don't, I have extra copies here if anybody needs.
Yeah, I've got a copy here too.
It's basically a rewrite of the mutual aid, and then the dual dispatch is a new policy that we're putting into effect, sort of with the change of times that we've had with requests of dual dispatch with other departments. At this time, we don't have a policy in writing. We've just sort of been following this, but at this point, we're putting it in writing, going to add it to our policies and procedures. Real quick, to go over our dual dispatch. Peru Fire Department dual dispatch run shall consist of 1 OIC and 4 firefighters. This will meet the standards of the 2 in, 2 out rule. Station 1 will run with 4 firefighters. If at full staff, 1 or 2 firefighters will stay back. OIC will respond and captain will stay back to become OIC for station crew. If the Peru Fire Department is at minimum staffing, then 1 firefighter from Station 2 will go on the run via BLS unit. Station 2 will immediately respond to Station 1 to call in additional staff. This will be done in a timely manner in order to fill staffing on station. A minimum of 3 firefighters shall be called in. For Station 2 area, a firefighter from Station 1 will respond with OIC to the scene. So, a little information about dual dispatch is that is when we go out of our area to assist another fire department. So if we go into Pipe Creek area and it's close to us, as in general, if I'm saying out 124, out Business 31, that is close to us. So we can respond there within a timely manner and get there quicker than Bunker Hill. So we have a dual dispatch through Central that they will dispatch us with Bunker Hill Fire Department, Pipe Creek Fire. And we always get there on time first. So when we get there, to make it safe for our guys, we want to make it 2 in, 2 out. 2 guys go in, 2 guys stay out. That'll be the pump operator, and then you'll have OIC. And then we'll have to call in staffing to staff then the city of Peru. So we just want to put that in writing. So basically, when we do respond, that's what the departments will be getting, 4 firefighters and 1 OIC. And that's dual dispatch. And again, that's just a limited area. We go north, we can assist Mexico or Pipe Creek. Say if we go out 124, we're always there 10, 15 minutes prior to Pipe Creek arriving, because that's just a bad area out there. So it just makes it so we can get response and then also have coverage for Peru. Mutual aid is so mutual aid is a department that is already on scene and requests additional manpower or water supply. Pipe Creek gets there, it's out on, say, out 19 South, Conack or someplace, Smithfields. So they get there, then they're calling for us for additional manpower, additional water. So for additional water supply, Peru Fire Department will dispatch a tanker with 2 firefighters. If a captain is on duty, they shall be one of the firefighters that responds with the tanker when requested. That way we have an OIC with our truck there. For manpower, an engine shall respond with 3 firefighters and 1 OIC. OIC will respond in engine with the crew if the captain is on duty. That way we keep our other OIC back for Peru. So there we don't have the 2 in, 2 out, because their department already has manpower there. So then they justify having extra manpower, so we can then do firefighting 2 in, 2 out with their guys. So that is, the mutual aid is a change from page 31 of our policies and procedures that we have right now. And the change that for mutual aid, right now we have responding to call outside of fire territory, mutual aid. It's page 31, revised 127 of 2020. Right now we have tanker 10 respond with a qualified operator. The operator will stay with the tanker until relieved. Tanker 10 will not respond until 2 off-duty personnel are on station to cover regardless of crew staffing for the shift. Before we would bring in guys, then respond. We just fill them out in a timely manner. We'll respond and get 2 guys in as soon as we can. Sometimes, say Pipe Creek gets there and then they need water pretty quick. And so that us assisting them in more of a timely manner. So that's why we're replacing that with the new water or mutual aid. And the dual dispatch, like I said, will be added to the standard operating procedures, but that's a new column.
Would this just cover on working fires and not on ambulance runs and things?
Yes, that's
traffic accidents or anything?
Yes. So right now, if we have any type of, we call it a rescue run, which would be a 1050 automobile accident or any type of rescue, we will run county line to county line, east and west, west and east, north and south. We go up to basically 400 and 400 south. Right now, Grissom really assists a lot in coming in, meeting us, and so they'll come into Business 31. Business 3131 is like a hotspot for us right now. So yes, we respond to that, and we're always first out. We're first there, but we also Pipe Creek's there and also Grissom there. So it's well covered in that area. When we go north, it's not well covered because of Mexico not having the response time that they have, or going east. If we go east, we're usually the only ones there. Even though it's our area, we still respond with that. Ambulance runs, I will be bringing to the next meeting. We'll be changing that up a little bit, trying to stay within our fire area, but we're rewriting that right now. So.
Okay, so this here replaces the whole page, number 31, in your SOPs?
It will not be the whole page. It will be added to page 31. We'll be taking out one section, section 2, for the mutual aid, and adding one section called dual dispatch.
Chief, speaking of ambulance runs, has that gotten better since you talked to Dukes, or?
I won't say it's got better. We're in a different. So what's affecting us now is basically manpower with Dukes. They're going through the same thing. The police department's going through that. Every department is going through is manpower and having staffing. So we are assisting them more at this point with assisting ambulance coverage because their staffing has been really low due to COVID, due to people leaving. So a lot of times they have just one unit on now. Normally they have 2, if not 3. And so our runs are actually up because of that right now, so. We're trying to do the best, again, we'll go anywhere and do anything for life safety, so, and this is what this is here, it's just saying, hey, we're going to dual dispatch, or we're going to do mutual aid with departments, and I think it's just it's a change in times right now, because your volunteers are going, there's not as many volunteers, so your volunteer groups are pretty much getting smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point now where they're counting on fire to pick up the slack that are paid departments, career departments. So between Grissom and us, our runs are up, Grissom runs are up because they're doing the same thing we're doing. They're going outside their cantonment area, going on recs, going on everything too. So it's just again, it's a change of times with volunteer groups.
So I've got a question. So if it's just a fire, it's not life safety, we're sending you guys out, and we're calling in and paying overtime to 3 guys. Who picks up that money? Who eats that? The citizens of Peru?
Correct.
Why do we need to do that?
Well, a lot of times you don't know life safety is involved. 911 doesn't always get the full story. So that being said, the way we run now, if we go out, for example, as we just had a run out Wabash River Estates, a house fire. We got there, we had the fire pretty much knocked down before Pipe Creek arrived, because that's so far from their area, plus the guys got to come in, their volunteer group. So we got there. At that point, we don't know a lot of times, Central doesn't know a lot of times if there's life safety involved. So if we can get there, clear the scene, start a little bit of firefighting, as soon as they get there, we clear the scene and come back to our station. We don't stay there with them and do the mop up right now like that. We may be there just a few minutes, but again,
So when you call in those 3 guys, are they guaranteed so many hours?
2 hours minimum.
Okay, so we're losing 6 man-hours of Peru city tax dollars,
Correct.
and they got the benefit of paying county taxes and not paying
Yes.
it may sound bad, but it is what it is.
It's correct. So when we start doing that, and yes.
Where
that
do you
is-
draw the line?
Exactly. And this line has been this way for years and years. But I tell everybody, life safety is what we want to deal with. Money factor is second to us. And yes, money is also part of my job here, to look at the taxpayers and answer to everybody on why we do this. Again,
How many, do you know off the top of your head? I know I'm asking you a question, you may not have the paperwork for it. How many man-hours a year have we been?
I honestly don't know that. It's not a lot, but it's enough to, so every time there is something like that, it does cost me overtime. Same way with the ambulance, it costs me overtime. But in reality, I'd rather pay a few hours overtime and know that if we saved a life or done something, it was worth it. It's not a lot, so I know it's not at the point where it would ever affect my overtime budget that much, to where I have to ever come and ask for additional funds to pay overtime because we're assisting other departments. Not saying one day it will come to that when your departments start,
You say it's kind of a trend, it's getting smaller
it's
and smaller,
trend.
so
And it is something we're looking at in
Where are
stages.
we
That's
gonna-
why we're doing this first step here, and even before, we never worried about it. Now, I think we're starting to take steps, and that's why I'm going to be coming back to you with the ambulance service and talking in reference to that on our area.
define the area.
Yes, because that is something we really need to look at, because when we go further out, we go county line to county line, and then we're out 2 hours, 4 hours. I've already got minimum staffing of 4 guys. That really affects me financially, calling those guys in and, assisting other agencies that are for profit. So that is a subject I'm more concerned about with ambulance than I am dual dispatch and fire, because it's been this way for years. Not saying it's right, but it's not wrong. It's a change that's coming down the road here a little bit, and we've got to address it, and that's where we're starting with this. We're addressing it now.
But those
And-
people maybe need to figure they need to pay some fire protection service if that's what they want, if they want Peru Fire.
Yeah.
Because you're a better trained department and you're going to be able to respond quicker, then they need to pay for the
But
service.
then on the other side of that, you have to look at this way. If there's a fire out in Wabash River Estates, let's say, and we already have a working fire, something going on in Peru, we will not respond
Sure.
out there. So, it's just a added little benefit to them in this close area that we will go. again, it's tough to light a home burn right here on 124 Bucks Bay, and when we got Pipe Creek has to come in when we're sitting over here. And, you know, in all due respect, yes, it's out of our area, but to those people, they look at the picture of a proof fire sitting over here, not doing anything. And I don't want to go down that road. Again, I'll give them what I just said right here, 4 guys and OIC, still have my staffing for Peru and get guys in. And again, it may be 2 hours or 3 guys or 6 hours overtime, but we may have just saved, someone's life or something like that. So there is a line there. Where do you draw that line? I always tell everybody, and the guys at the station, I said, you guys worry about putting the fire out. I'll worry about everything else. So, we don't want to be that way and be a bad neighbor, or whatever. But again, eventually, those times are coming where we'll talk about going out, Business 31, expanding our area a little bit to bring them into the tax area. But this is our first step.
Okay.
If we did include them in the fire territory or received any type of funds, we would be responsible and mandated to then respond and.
Correct, with full manpower.
Yep.
And you and I spoke with reference out Business 31. I think
Yep.
that problem's now solved.
Good.
Taken care of because we got their OIC dropped down to a 6. So that would be a mutual aid, dual dispatch out that area if
Okay.
we have manpower.
Right.
So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Do we need to take any action on this? Or?
To approve it, you can
Yeah,
motion to
we need
approve.
to
Just approve it.
have a motion to
Yeah.
approve it.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the changes as presented by Chief Hawk.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill, to add to page 31 of their mutual aid agreement, the presentation that was done by Chief Hawk. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Can I make a note on that, please?
Absolutely.
That will not be an agreement. That would just be in addition to us. It's not an agreement with any other department.
Right, that's what I'd said, to add to page 31, this agreement.
Okay.
We're agreeing with what you're
Okay.
presenting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything under communications? Ron?
No, sir.
Bill?
Oh,
I might, sir, I might have one thing, just a clarification. Come up to the mic. Yeah, I'm Jim Yates with the Peru Rotary Club, and 2 weeks ago, Chief Hawks asked about a Cole Porter run that we hold every year, our Rotary Club, and I think there was an approval of
Yes.
that process. We're going to hold that on the River Walk and part of the Nickel Plate, and I think there've been some other runs where they've actually closed the walkway for, like, we need about an hour to close the river walkway, and I didn't know whether that was, I'm not sure that's part of what he talked about the last time. So it's kind of a clarification and to seek approval to close that during our run. It's October the 2nd, 9 a.m. The race starts, and Saturday morning. Say we should be on and off the course in about an hour. It's a 5K and a 10K run. We start behind the fire station there on the river walk, and then we'll go out to the Nickel Plate and partway on the Nickel Plate and back.
You could amend the agenda to add that request.
Okay,
That's it.
we addressed that in our last meeting.
But did you actually approve?
We didn't approve closing
closed.
Washington.
No, I don't think he did. He just
No,
presented.
because it says, on
tried
behalf
to-
of the fire department, Chief Hawk appeared in person to inform the board of the upcoming Cole Porter Classic race on Saturday, October 2nd, 2021 at the fire department. No road closures were necessary. Motion to accept the request to hold the race was made by Bill and seconded by you. Motion carried, so we'll have to amend that to where we can close off the walkway
Right.
for a couple hours while you do.
An hour and a half. If you want to say 2 hours, you can, but starting at 9 till, we'll probably be off there the majority will be off by 10 o'clock, so really an hour.
So you want it 9 to 10?
9 to 10 is fine, yeah.
From where to where?
We'll be
The entire
responsible
walkway?
blocking it off down here, but how are we gonna block it off out in the county where they turn around?
Well, it's just the river, not the river
Riverwalk is
trail,
really all
but the
I'm
river walk,
concerned
yeah.
about. Yeah,
Okay.
the Nickel Plate Trail really is kind of outside of the city's territory, I think.
Right.
So, and the majority of our folks will be on the walkway. That's where the biggest bulk of them will be, especially that first half hour while they're out and back, so.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to include the request by Mr. Yates.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill, to approve the motion to block off the walkway on October the 2nd for what time, 9 to 10?
9 to 10.
9 to 10, yeah.
9 a.m. to 10 a.m. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank
So be
you.
it.
Appreciate
Mayor,
it.
that
And you're
vote-
welcome to
I'll
run
need
if
to
you
make a
want.
motion to.
Right, you need to vote actually on that approval. It was
I can do
the first vote was to add it to the agenda.
Right.
Excuse me, I'll make a motion that we approve Mr. Yates' request, an additional request to close the walkway from 9 to 10 on October 2nd.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Bill, that the approval be granted, closing the walkway from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on October the 2nd, 2021. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Do you have any communications or anything?
Nothing at this time.
Any communications from the audience? I want to thank everyone for showing up. I appreciate it. We're up for adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Bill made the motion to adjourn, seconded by Ron. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thanks, everyone, for